to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the all around town radio show. The all around town radio. It's the Weekend Review. Top 5 will coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're coming who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell. With hard rock and roll playing to it well.
All right, there we go. We're live on a Thursday. What is it? Thursday? What the hell day is it? I'm looking at my screen. It says Thursday. It's not Thursday. It's Monday. We're going to talk about Thursday, but yeah. Let's see who's checking in here on the old tote board today. Looks like the band Last Call has joined the party. Good to have you with us. Dirk Turner in the house from Crying Out Loud. Yes. Last Call is David and Tracy today. I'm going to talk about them in a minute, too. Hi, Heather. How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. It's jumping on me there. Heather, there we go. Is your comment. Thank you, Sweet Sister Mercy, for the theme song to the All Around Town radio show, as Mark Robinson calls it. Welcome. Last Call said, Dirk, we missed you. I missed you yesterday, too, Dirk. Where the hell were you, buddy? Chris Thompson in the house from Uncle Rico. We're going to talk about them. Jim McCarthy, what a crappy weekend it was on Saturday, man, for bands. I don't know too many that played, just a few. And I tried to reach out today to get a little update on the big show at the Madison down there. Yeah, I didn't get anybody that wanted to come on the air. So they had the big Rush show there with Crown Watts, and it went on. So they did get it in. And I was just interested in hearing from somebody. Trying to stay warm. Studio's chilly today. It is. It's chilly in here. Thanks to my friends from Ladder for the shirt we're wearing on the air today. And thank to them very much. Hi, Stefan. How are you? Do you like my snow blowing there? Yeah. I'm proud of my snow blowing. You can tell. I've got nothing else to post, so I put that up. But yeah, it works. It was actually pretty light snow. It wasn't terrible to do. It was a pretty quick job to get it off the driveway. It was. Dirk says, Last Call. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Jim McCarthy says, post snow day. Yes, sir. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for checking in. Good to see your smiling face on here. Hello, Kevin Cooper. Yes. Oh, yes. And, just so everybody knows, Book of Face changed my notifications for All Around Town radios from all live videos to highlights. If you're not getting alerts, that may be why. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know, what I've found lately is I follow a lot of venues and places, and I immediately figure it out, like bands and venues. When I can't tag them, I have to go to their page and refollow. It takes your follow away for some reason. So I don't know if it's because you don't interact with them over a period of time or whatever. Who the hell knows when it comes to the Book of Face and their mindset. But I think they do have those the little dots. You ever watch that show? You know, the three little guys basically that are sitting there saying, how can we screw with them today? Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's crazy. Hi, Bill. Thanks for being here. Good videos, Bill. You've been posting. Thank you. And yes. What else? Jim says cancel Saturday. I don't know what that means, but yes. Are you going to call it cancel Saturday? Is that what we're calling it? Yes. And Kevin says his band may have been the only one that played Saturday night at Miami Valley Gaming. Kevin, was there a crowd? Because typically what I've learned is that when there's snow days like that, the casino tends to be packed. People go there and camp out. I don't know. Are they spending all their money? Hi, Alice. Thank you. She says she's cold. We're all cold. We're ready for spring already. And it's not even, well, I guess it's winter technically, but we just left fall. Hi, Anthony Smith. Good to hang out with you yesterday. Carla, thank you for being here. The lovely Carla. And Sean Cooper, what's up? Good evening to you, my friend, from Milano's on the YouTube channel. Thanks for checking in. So it is Monday, November 15th. This is the weekend update. Your backstage hall pass to local music when they have it and when Mother Nature doesn't kick its ass. It's your number one source here for live local music news, bands, venues, and more, guys, and your home for everything music at All Around Town Radio. Don't forget throughout the week, if you get the opportunity to hit the little share button on our shows, we'd certainly appreciate that, especially the Thursday one. The Thursday one is on the struggle bus. So please, if you can share it, that's the one that we feel like is the reason we're here. It's to promote local music and who's playing where. But boy, it's been tanking lately. It's up and down, I should say. Not tanking completely, but yes. Did I say November? I did. I'm done. I'm done today. My brain is fried already. It's a Monday. It is December the 15th. If I said November, I was only hoping that we could go back to the warm temperatures we had in November. That's what it was. And it says casino was maybe 5 to 10% of usual foot traffic, high top tables, all had people, but no one on the dance floor. Definitely subdued, but people there. Interesting. And yeah, they're dedicated. All right. Anybody that was out that night was pretty dedicated on Saturday. I will say that it was pretty crappy out. I mean, it really was. And unfortunately, it put a whammy on all the local music on Saturday night, or for the most part, all the local music. Hi, Bob Klein. What's up, Bruce Corbalati in the house? Stranger represented. Thank you, Bruce, for being here. Badass bass player, Bruce. He is. Robert Simpson, thank you. Welcome. Happy Monday to you as well. And happy November, December, whatever I want to call it today. All right, let's call it July and move into the hot temperatures. How about that? Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I never want to hear people bitch about hot temperatures, man, because when it gets like this, it's miserable. I'll take 100-degree day any day over the weather when it's 0 out. And that's all we're going to talk about, weather. But last week's Who's Playing Out had about 1,500 views on that one, really down. So, again, that's why we're asking that you please support us on that show on Thursdays if you can. We're really toying around with the idea of what to do with that. Or should I say I am, not we at this point. Whether or not to continue that into 2026 or not. It's kind of our connection to the band. So, you can give me your thoughts. Should we keep it going? Shouldn't we? It's a lot of work to put that list together for very few views. So just saying. And I know when we started, we were happy to have 50 views, but it's gone way down recently. Way down, or at least according to the algorithms. And Carla says, can we get a hell yeah, bring on the 90s? I'm ready for 90 degrees. Hi, Elliot. Thank you for being here. Scott Bennett in the house. Abe Lincoln, what's happening, man? Good to have you with us. And yeah, you can follow us on all the socials, guys. Instagram, the Book of Face, the Tube of You, the Tweeter, whatever they call it, X now, occasionally, and occasionally on the Tick of Talk. So you can find us there as well. And as soon as I'm able to pull some clips out of our show here, you're going to see a lot more of us. I haven't done the deep dive yet into that. This program now that I use allows me to pull clips, just like you see people post online of their content when they use something called Opus Clips. This program I'm using allows us to do that. So hopefully you'll be able to see that soon when I get some time. I will. All right. Our weekly programming. Thursday is Who's Playing Out. Every Wednesday with the band. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday with Karis. And of course, Monday, where you're at today, it is our weekend update. And I've done enough talking. Let's get to our weekend. I did not get out on Thursday last week. However, I did get out on Friday night. Well, I was out Thursday, but it wasn't at a music venue. So I did get out on Friday night. Hold on. I think Brad has he has found Pandora's box and opened it today. Direct correlation between increasing F-word usage and viewership. It's science. It is. Well, that and she's pretty. That helps too, you know. It does. Chris Casey, what's up? Had a great time at the Jam Thursday night before the Great White Death showed up. Thank you. Mark Schinkel, thanks for dropping in today, buddy. Hope you're doing all right. Chris, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I did not make it down there. I was there Wednesday night last week for my Name That Tune, so I did not make the return trip on Thursday night. And Brad is apparently correct. Kevin says he is. He is. And all I want for Christmas is June. Scotty Collins said, hey, brother, good to see you on here. Good to see you yesterday as well. Yes, just need to buy a motorhome as much as I'm on the road. Well, you know, here's my ultimate bucket list goal, and I'm just going to say it because I got time today. I'm going to talk about Uncle Rico here in a second for all you guys want to hear that. My ultimate bucket list thing is a motorhome and travel the country from music festival to music festival and do online reviews like we do here about stuff. And also hit all these diners, drive-ins, and dives, not to steal anybody's show name, along the way. So I could be a fat man watching music, riding in a motorhome. It's my ultimate goal. I think it's a great concept. It's a good retirement gig for me. It is. What's up, Toy Hobbs? Good to see you. Yeah, we're moving into the holidays, people, as you know. Hold on. Let me get a little festive here. Can I get festive today? There, let's just say happy holidays in the corner. There we are. All right, Friday night, Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico. That's a little Rico Suave, as they like to say. This band, I reported on them the night before Thanksgiving, so it's not been too far away from where I've seen them. But I had some things going on locally, so I wasn't able to travel Friday night any distance. So I went in my own backyard to Mr. Burroughs Tavern and listened to Uncle Rico play for the evening, and they are so much fun. This band is so engaging with the audience. Frontman Jim Bodish, just amazing. Jay Grant on guitar. Got Bob Stumbaugh on bass over there. John Hay, the mad professor behind the keyboards. And Chris Thompson over there slapping those skins, as we call them, on the drum kit. What a fun band. And they always capture an audience. I don't care when they play. And Bob and I think, had a discussion. I felt like the night before Thanksgiving, the crowd was a little flat that night. They just weren't as engaging as I always see with Uncle Rico. But boy, this week on Friday night, they were. And they were having a good old time. And as Anthony Smith just said, drinking and clinking, as they like to call it. And if you like Uncle Rico, I'm just going to say, throw him some props in here if you've seen him before. Dirk says, do it. Can I take people with me? Can we all go as a road trip? Like, we'll have a home base and then we'll go as a road trip in this motorhome or whatever. Or maybe we can get somebody to sponsor us with a tour bus. What do you think? Tour bus would be even nicer. Anthony says, sounds amazing. Yes, Mark, congratulations, my friend. Can we get a round of applause? Hold on. I think I've got a round of applause somewhere here. Do I? I do. For Mr. Mark Schinkel, who had another clear scan on Friday, which means he's so far beaten cancer's ass. So good job, Mark. Yes. Thank you. There. Big round of applause for Mark. And, he would prefer, though, that I not throw the round of applause in and throw the woo girls at him. Yes. Well done, Mark. Well done, buddy. You're a fighter, always. Good afternoon, John from Columbus. Tony's drinking and clinking. Are you drinking and clinking today? Because you were definitely drinking yesterday. I don't know if you were clinking, but, I think you owe David some Jaeger. Maybe. Just a little bit. John says I need to come up to Columbus sometime and hear Radio City. I won't be disappointed. There we go. Well, that's cool. So back to Uncle Rico. Can I just say again, I just love this band. I have so much fun with them. They're so entertaining. I did not get their set list from Friday night, but I do have an Uncle Rico set list that I'll just give you an idea if you've never heard me talk about them. Give you a little idea of some of the songs that are in their set. And I'm just going to randomly go down the set that I have here, and we're going to talk about Addicted to Love, Pretty Vegas. Let's see. Don't You Forget About Me. Royals. Crazy. Let's see. Superstition, Sweet Emotion, Under Pressure. 99 Luftballons. Yes. New Sensation, Der Kommissar. Who do you hear do that one? I love that. I love Short Skirt, Long Jacket. Just Like Heaven, Wholehearted. They throw in there a little What's Up, One Headlight, Never Tear Us Apart. Do some great NXS stuff. And then another set list I have from them in the past is some Depeche with Personal Jesus. Let's see. Relax, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Tennessee Whiskey. They do a really cool mashup of the song Epic and Jump Around and Wishing Well, which I really love a lot. And if you've got a favorite Uncle Rico song, drop it in the comments. I know Tony and Deb are out there. They see Uncle Rico quite a bit. They would know. And Carla says, yes. Well, Carla, I love you more every day. She says, F word balanced and beauty of Karis with Scott's good looks and personality make it magic. Oh, Carla, that's the nicest thing anybody said to me all weekend. It is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Uncle Rico's a party, I'm hearing. And Deb loves Uncle Rico. Heather says, I'm down. Let's do it like your old Grateful Dead days. We're going to try. Yeah, except we're going to bathe, Heather. I'm just going to say that. We're not riding in a van. We got a shower in that damn thing, in that motorhome. We're all going to be clean. Nobody's going to be going for 4 days without a bath and smelling like a, old gas station bathroom. No, never. Let me get back to some of the songs Uncle Rico does. Boogie Shoes, Word Up. They do my favorite Elvin Bishop song, Fooled Around and Fell in Love. They play Dirty Little Secret. Bringing Sexy Back, Talk Dirty to Me. You can hear them play Mr. Brightside, Melt With You, 500 Miles, the Proclaimers group there. Who else do they throw? Seven Nation Army, little Go Bucks song. Yes, another one, Bites the Dust, and Long Neck, Beer Never Broke My Heart. They throw in there a little country music as well. So that's pretty good stuff from Uncle Rico, if I don't say so myself. Love those guys. Mark, you do need to check out Uncle Rico. They're fun. You can catch them playing around Springboro, or you can catch them on January the 30th at the Bell and the Bear, which I'm so excited about. Too bad Tony and Deb are out of the country, I think, on that weekend. But, yeah. Maybe change the Thursday show to Who's Going Out, a rundown of where the good people watching will be. Drama sells. Yeah. Yes, it does. I heard of a little bar drama over the weekend that happened. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. Sometimes us old folks like to sit there and grab a bucket of popcorn and drink a beer and watch the idiots take full effect in a bar. We do. And that might not be too bad. Anthony says Jim Bodish can pull anything off. Great front man. He's been a great front man for years. He has. And the band is just so tight. Tony says Sweet Emotion, one of their favorites he loves. Yes. Thank you, Tony. So, Uncle Rico, what a great bunch of guys, too. What a great following they have of people who come see them. And it's always funny when they yell out Rico and everybody yells Suave in the room because they know this band and they follow this band. I've got to give a shout out to Bach on the sound on Friday. Sound was dialed in. Bach, wherever you are. It was dialed in Friday night. He did a good job. Had it going on. And the staff at Mr. Burroughs, it was busy on Friday night there. Staff was kicking butt, doing their thing. Just a good environment to see live local music in. It's fun. Not a huge place. It's not your 500 seat arena type thing, but it's a good place to see live local music, good food, and good peeps that come in there. So we had a really good time with Uncle Rico. I'm going to get to some of your comments. I'll say a little bit more about them here in just a second. Yes, it's what the campground showers are for. Heather says she managed to bathe, but not sure I can pull up dreads again. No. Yuck. Dreads have living organisms in them. No. I no offense to anybody that wears dreads. That's fine. And Rick's got a Grateful Dead story that'll blow me away. Next time I see you, I want to hear it. And Sean Cooper says, Rico Jam's always a great time. Wasn't it? I saw Sean there Friday night, didn't I? For just a minute, I think. Did I see you Friday? I think I did. I forget where I run into you, Mr. Cooper. And Jimmy Kilroy's back from Cleveland, said had another cousin's funeral. Sorry to hear that. Did get to see Kevin McCoy Band at Trillions before the storms hit. Thank you for that one. And yes. What is that? Kara says hi. Hi, Kara. Last call in the house. Giving a shout out to Rico and Geraldine. You need to check them out. They're going to be at the Bell. Like I said, that's your stomping ground. So, the 30th of January, go see them at the Bell and the Bear. It'll be good. It is box board behind me, right here behind my head. Let me get the right. I could never make a weather person because I don't know how to point in the opposite direction. Yes, it's back here. There it is. Isn't that nice? Bach did that for me. In fact, I do see a little Uncle Rico right there on it. But some great musicians signing it, over 100 signatures. There's signatures on the back as well. And we're going to hang that on the wall as soon as I get the hanger for it. And we'll be hanging it on the wall behind us here. So, yes, I want to thank Bach for doing that. And I wondered why he wanted my logo. And that's why. Right there. So thank you, Bach. Wonderful man. I'll put that back in a minute. But right now, we're going to put it right there. So, if you love Uncle Rico, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't love Uncle Rico, you'll love him if you'll go see him. And we're gonna pump that show at the Bell and the Bear because I always love when some of my Dayton peeps or Springboro, Dayton, whatever we want to call it, head south and play there. And yes, I would love to have you come to that show for them because it's so tough for a band, any band, no matter how good they are, to travel 30 minutes from home. Because the crowd looks at where they're going and they're like, I've never heard of that band. I'll go somewhere else. You know, people are creatures of habit. And unfortunately, they miss out on a lot of good music. And there's a lot of Cincinnati bands that come north. And I will say, like when Cassette Junkies played up here and all that, tried to get out and support them for that because they travel from the south to the north. And Abe's Lincoln, same way. They've played up here and killed it at Heather's or at Mr. Burroughs. And it's good stuff. So we'd like to have you join us there at the Bell on the 30th, if you can, of January. And thank you, Carlo. That was it was a very nice gesture on his part, and he worked really hard at it, and he really hit it well from me because he was at the jam at the Bell one night with it, and I saw it sitting over in the corner, and it didn't even. I was like, "What's that?" And usually my nosy ass self, I would have gone and looked at it, but I didn't that night. Thank goodness, because it would have ruined his surprise. And thank you, Bach. If you're listening later, thank you so much. So that's all I got to say about Uncle Rico, other than the fact that I love talking to each one of those guys. And, I get the chance to see Jay Grant quite a bit with some of the other work he does. Chris has hung out with us. I mean, my God, he hung out with us numerous times, and always good to hang with him. And it's just a good bunch of people. And like I said, I've known Jim for years. I've known the guys in the band, many of them for a long, long, long time. So it's fun to see. So if you want to go check out a great band, that was my Friday. You notice I'm talking a lot about them because I don't have a whole lot of other stuff to chat about other than Saturday. We posted on our page a very interesting post, something I'm trying to do more of. Yeah. We'll talk about the other posts, but this post was about who was your favorite rock vocalist, or who do you think the best rock vocalist was in the 80s from a rock band? Got some great stuff in there. And, the usuals come up, the Steve Perrys, the Freddie Mercurys, all those things. But there were some interesting ones too, and I agree with a lot of them. There were some really good vocalists in the 80s in rock bands. And some that couldn't sing today or carry a tune in a bucket today, Vince Neil, unfortunately. But many of them were really good. So thank you for the input on that. We love to see that when you respond to those posts we put out. Then I put out the proverbial Saturday night whose shows are on and whose shows are off post. Got an interesting message in Messenger from someone who told me I was fear-mongering. Why are you talking about this like it's Armageddon and blah, blah, blah? My post said nothing about it being Armageddon. I said, cancellations are coming in fast. Please post if you're playing or you're not. Some people posted they were playing, then an hour and a half later posted, sorry, we're not now. But I will say, just in my defense, a majority of shows on Saturday were canceled. There was a few that went on. I felt really bad for my friend Karis, who was going to come hell or high water be open and have Twisted Fate play. Whether she took a bath on it or not, she was going to pay the band and have them come play and going to enjoy a night there at her place with whoever could make it. Then the damn power went out. She can't win sometimes. Power went out. So that didn't help the situation, and she can't control that. But obviously, you're not going to have a band without power unless you have big, massive generators, which most people don't. Not at all. Let me see what we got. John Esper, you will get an email. Mine today. Oh, there's somebody asking about the shirts. Yes. You should have an email today or tomorrow on the shirts and apparel from All Around Town Radio. Now, I will tell you that if you scheduled to pick yours up, there is a possibility that I'm going to be at the Bell Jam on Thursday. If you think you have yours there to be picked up and not shipped to you, that you may be at the Bell on Thursday, message me and I'll try to pick yours up. It may require you to send an email to 937 Inc. and release your stuff to me, which they'll trust me, but it'd be nice if they knew I had the endorsement of you to do that. And I'll try to bring it down to you. That's all I can do. If I'm going to be there Thursday, and I'll let you know that. But that is certainly message me if you think you're going to be at the Bell Jam Thursday, and I'll try to get your stuff. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to be 50 degrees Thursday. You believe that? No wonder we're all sick. Yes. What do we got? All right. I'm looking here. Hey, Rebecca. How's Texas? Is it warm? It's a beautiful picture of you, by the way. Your profile picture. Love that. Bob Klein. Yeah, they were in a band, Bob. I got several of them, actually, saying, why do you post stuff like that? You know what? Get your own page, man. Post what you want. I don't care. If you don't like what I'm posting, don't look at it. It's so many people are so critical of each other today, and it's just terrible. I don't get on anybody's page and say, oh, and even the jerk pages that people that are getting on there and trashing musicians, I don't get on their page and trash them out. And luckily, these messages were in Messenger. They knew well enough not to go on the page and post that because somebody would slaughter them probably in public. But it's ridiculous that people take the time to do that and say I was fear mongering. I'm the first guy to say the weatherman is the fear monger. They're the ones that make it sound like, it's terrible. They were talking in Kentucky on the TV about Ohio getting all this snow. My dad, God love him, he's 90 years old. He calls me and he says, do you have like 3 to 4 days of food and all that in your house? Or you? It's like, Dad, I got this. I got a 4-wheel drive truck. It's only 6 inches of snow. It's not like we got snowed in when the world ended or something. So, yeah, interesting stuff. It is. Thank you, Bob Klein, for that comment. Appreciate you. There we go. I'm missing some things here. Dave, what do you got? Who's the singer for Easy O? That guy crushed it? I don't know. That's a good question. But I was glad to see some people mention like Scorpions and threw in there, some of the other more obscure singers that weren't necessarily on the top of the list. And, back in his day, like Sebastian Bach had a great range and a great voice. And there were so many people in 80s rock and roll who were fantastic singers. Slaughter, yes, that's one as well. And, of course, Jack Russell from Great White, super voice. Still had a great voice up till his passing. I did some shows with him. Now, he was messed up, let me tell you. But he could sing. He could. Oh, yeah, Carla. I think people are bored and they sit behind a keyboard and they just don't like it. They don't like the world, so they want to complain. And Bob said, saw some local band people get shitty about cancellations up here. Ridiculous. It was bad out their band. Yeah, I wasn't about to get crappy about any cancellations that took place on Saturday because I think most people realized afterwards it got really bad in some places. I mean, there were snow bands running through some places, and I saw a picture from a bar that was down near like Lebanon or somewhere that could look like 8 inches of snow. So I get why people don't want people to get out on that. Thank you, last call, for that, Randy Eldred. Well, yeah, and there's a certain liability to all of it. There's a certain thing too. How would you feel if you said this show's going hell or high water and the band crashed on the way there with their trailer and trashed all their equipment? I saw somebody post actually a picture of that online where some band lost all their gear. Trailer, they jackknifed and trailer rolled off the thing and all that. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad stuff. And who wants to get involved in all that mess? Nobody does. All right, I got to move on. So that was our Saturday. Now let me talk about Sunday really quick. I was very honored to be invited to Mr. David Linda from Barely Able and Last Call and Barely Able. His birthday party, 58 years old. Great hospitality. They held a great party, had a lot of people there, a lot of the music community there. Some of the people that I ran into were, the band Stranger in the house, Velvet Crush in the house, Barely Able, of course, represented, Crying Out Loud represented, Love Bomb represented. Gosh, who else did I see there? Whole bunch of musicians there in support of David. Javon, thank you for that. Did you end up getting to play at Meridian? Was that on Saturday? I can't remember, but I hope you did, or maybe it was Friday night. And all the bars and restaurants in Columbus area closed early Saturday. Yeah, many of them closed up here. Spongeworthy was represented. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. And yes, Sponge. It's got Elvis Miller in the house. So David Linda's 58th birthday party. All these people there. Tracy, you killed it with the food and all your helpers and people there and all that. Remarkable job, by the way. And great food, great atmosphere, so much fun, such a variety of people having fun and you know, celebrating David and his affinity for Jaeger. And I did not bring him Jaeger as a gift purposely because when I retired from the fire department, on my retirement party, I got 37 bottles of Jameson. And it now that may only take David a week to go through 37 bottles of Jaeger, but I'm not that way. So I bought him something else and brought him a little Scotch whiskey, and we'll see if he ever drinks it. If he doesn't, he can pour it for his friends who like it because it's really good stuff. But lots of people brought him Jaeger, some engraved Jaeger bottles, some other, I don't want to call it knockoff, but other brands of so-called like Jägermeister that are different. It was some good stuff. What's he say? He gets by with a little help from his friends. You think so? Is that Chris? That may be Chris. It could be. Absolutely. What's up, Billy? How are you? Late to the party today. But David probably, I'm going to throw him under the bus. David had a few Jaegers already. Now, if anybody out there knows David, you know he can function very well on Jaeger. And I don't know how he drinks it. I took an obligatory swig of Jaeger, which I think is like drinking triaminic cough syrup. But that's just my opinion. Hi, Chad. Thank you for being here. And he had this, the room, as we called it, his secret room and this downstairs, by the way, is beautiful and huge in their house. It is definitely a party atmosphere there. Nice bar and nice areas to sit and relax and food and all that stuff. But we went into this little area of the downstairs and there was a refrigerator in there with a freezer. And in the freezer, of course, was a bottle of Jaeger. And everybody had to take a little obligatory swig for David's birthday and celebrate him a little bit. But he looked at me and he said the quote of the day. And this is David Linda right here. He says, Scott, I may not be the best musician, but I am the best drunk musician ever. No better quote from David Linda. Because believe me, there's been nights I've seen him play that he and Chris have indulged in the Jaeger a little bit. And yeah, he can function well playing that bass and singing the harmonies and singing the leads while indulged in the Jägermeister. So yes, Valerie got an email on her merch today. Thank you, Valerie. So David, if you're out there, thank you for that quote I could use on the show today. I did ask him if I could use it. I don't think he ever said yes, but I said, okay, I'm going to do it. But I may have that printed on a shirt. May not be the best musician, but I am for sure the best drunk musician. And he's running a close neck and neck race. They're going to go to the wire with Jamie Combs. I'm just going to say that. I should see him do lights while he's drunk. I bet that gets interesting as well. I'm sure it does. So thank you to Dave and Tracy for the invite to that. That was so nice of you to have us there and have all of us there. Had some really good conversations with some musicians and, John Norcus in the house. I got a chance to chat with him. We shared tacos together. And then, of course, what is that? I'm looking at Tracy's comment here. Jamie is a Jaeger monster. Yes, he is. Jamie can do it. And you don't like, I don't know what that said, Tracy. I can't make heads or tails out of that. Are you drinking today, Tracy, after the party yesterday? That's what I want to know. So where was I? Back to, good conversations with Larry Offner from Love Bomb. Good stuff. Last call said, thank you. It was too funny. There is a tipping point. There is a tipping point. Several people reached their tipping point yesterday, I believe. I'm glad they all lived close and could walk home. That's all we got to say. So, yeah, really good party yesterday. Thank you for that invite. We appreciate you so much. And if you did not post on our page on who you saw this weekend, I know it was limited due to Saturday, but please drop it in the comments. And if you got canceled, sorry. I know that's a hit for the band to plan. The ones I really felt sorry for is those who had already pulled up to load in and then the venue told them they were closing. Several bands messaged me about that, and that's kind of tough because you're out on the road now with your trailer full of equipment and your vehicles and all that, and yeah, that one's tough. But I think a lot of people made a last minute call there. Oh, Tracy, now I see what it says. And I don't have, and you don't live with him. No, I don't, and I'm kind of glad. However, I will say I have no idea how any way he comes home from a gig and makes those stairs to the basement. I would be on my face at the bottom of them. Those were a little steep. How many times has that handrail been pulled out of the wall is what I want to know. That's inquiring minds want to know. They do. They do. So thanks for watching today, guys. Karis is going to be back with me tomorrow at 5 right here with Hot Topic Tuesday. We're going to do the week after that as well with a little Christmas thanks show. And then the week between Christmas and New Year's, we're going to take off. We're going to take a little break from the program there, and we'll come back in 2026 stronger and bigger and badder than ever. So Hot Topic Tuesday coming your way at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Wednesday with the band still iffy this week, maybe at noon on Wednesday. Check that out if you can. And Thursday, Who's Playing Out? Like I said, guys, if you can share that show or support that show in any way, shape, or form, we'd like to keep it going and we'd like to keep it running into 2026, but kind of evaluating that at this point for real. Carla says, never had a sip of Jägermeister, but she has a great relationship with Jose, B, any of those people. Got to love them. So thanks for watching today. Hope you had fun with us. Hope you had a great weekend. I did have some people tell me yesterday, though, that they really were, they said Saturday night was kind of relaxing, where they normally would be out all the time and everything. They just took a night, watched it snow, put their feet up at home, and enjoyed an evening at home, which is okay once in a while, I think. I had a good time. I sat at home with me and my dogs. Dog in my lap. Other one on the love seat, sleeping. It was fun. And then came Sunday. The Lindas. We went to see the Lindas. We did. Thanks for watching today, guys. Appreciate y'all here at All Around Town Radio. And as we go into the holidays, please keep your sanity. And please also reach out to someone if you're struggling in life in any way, shape, or form. Reach out to your friends at least. Talk to them. Don't be alone. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time here at All Around Town Radio. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jim. Thanks so much, brother Bob. Bob Klein. Love that guy. Thank you, Geraldine. Thank you, Last Call. Yes. Look at these fun little lights I have and things. There we go. Isn't that fun? Wow. That's where I want to be, at the beach. The gingerbread man. Don't forget, the views and opinions expressed in our programs are those of the speakers or David Linda, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent.
It's the All Around Town Radio.